Hello and welcome. In this video, we will learn about structs or also called as structures. Okay. Now here is an array. The name of the array is details and you can see that this array has 4 elements. Correct? Now these 4 elements all belong to integer data type. So in an array, I can store as many values as I want, but they must be of same data type. If I want to store a string in this array, it is not possible. If I want to store a character in this array along with integer values, it is not possible. So it is either an array of integer values or an array of string values or an array of character values. Correct? Now this is the shortcoming of arrays. We cannot store values of different data types. Now we can overcome this problem by using structs or structures. Okay, structures are used to group several related variables in one single place. Okay, and the variables in the structure are known as members of the structure. Okay, so now let me take an example. Let us say that there are 40 students in a classroom and I need to store details of 40 students in a software. What details? Let us say name, roll number and grade. Okay. For this example, I am taking only 3. There might be age also, date of birth also, total marks also. There may be many more parameters. But here, for the sake of explaining what structure is, I am taking only 3. And as I said, there may be hundreds of students in a school. But here, to explain you the concept of structures, I am taking only 2 students. Okay. So the thing is, I want to store these details in variables. Now what I can do is I can create separate variable for this and this. So if I consider this simple example, I will have to create 6 variables to store these values. So imagine if there are hundreds of students, then you will need to create hundreds of variables. Now this will be impractical. Okay, this will be impractical. A better way to organize this would be to create a structure. Alright, so let me show you how it is done. Let me delete this and start writing the code. To create a structure, we need to use struct keyword, okay, struct keyword, and then we need to give a name for the structure. So let me give details as the name. All right. Then inside curly braces, we must declare the variables. So let me have this, and here what are the variables? Variables are name, roll number and grade. The things that are common with all the values will be variables. So name is common here, roll number is common here, grade is common. So these 3 will be the variables. Okay. Now the variables of structures are called as members. Okay, outside it is called as variable, inside a structure it is called as a member. Okay. So first I have name, correct? First I have name. So name should be of string data type. So I'm saying string name. And then integer roll. Okay, integer roll number. And finally char and let me say grade. Okay, grade. So roll number will contain integer values, grade will contain characters. Okay. Now these three are members of this structure details. Alright. So you can see we have grouped different variables of different data types in one place. And this is what we can do with structure. Okay. Yes. So this is done. Now we must be able to use this, correct? We must be able to use this. To use this, first we need to declare a variable that uses this structure. This is structure, okay? This is structure and the name of the structure is details. And for us to use this structure, we need to once again declare a variable. Alright? So let me say details student1. Okay? So student1 is the variable that I am declaring now. And I am saying it belongs to data type structure. Okay? Just like how we say int age. Age is the name of the variable. So here student1 is the name of the variable. Integer is the data type of age. So in this case, details is the data type of student1. Okay. So let me delete this, or basically you can think of this as we have declared a variable that uses this structure. Alright, in simple words, we are declaring a variable here which will use this structure. Alright, yes. So now this is done. Now we need to assign values to the variables. The variables are called as members. Okay, these variables are called as members. Now what values? So the name of first student is Ravi, roll number is 1, grade is A, correct? So let us do that. Let us assign those values. So student1 dot name is equal to Ravi. Alright. So this is how we assign values. Student1 is variable, correct? Student1 is variable. Name is the member to which we are trying to assign Ravi. Now the name of the variable and the name of the member here should be separated by a dot. We use dot operator to assign values to the members. Okay. So student1 dot name equal to Ravi. So what happens is Ravi will be stored in name member of student1 variable. Okay. Or you can simply think of this as student1 dot name variable will contain Ravi value. Alright. So similarly student1 dot roll will be 1 and student1 dot grade will store A. Okay, A grade. Alright. Yes. So I hope this is clear. Now let me print it out. I'll say cout and here student1 dot name. Okay, if I want to access the value, then all I need to do is use this. So let me run this. Alright, so here this had to be ended with a semicolon. Okay, so I did not do that, and that is why I got the error. So now you can see I am able to access Ravi. If I want to access the role, I'll say student1 dot role. Let me run this, and you can see I get 1. And in the same way, I'll say grade, and I get A. Okay, yes. So we have successfully stored these 3 values in these 3 members of the structure details. All right. In the similar way, okay, in the same way, you can store as many details as you want of as many students in the structure. You have to define this only once. After this, you can store, or you can keep on storing the details of as many students as you want. So now let me store the details of this student. Okay. So before I use, let me delete. Before I create this, I need to declare the variable for second student like this. Okay. So I will do that here. I'll say details and student 2. Okay, student 2. I'm creating a variable of this data type. What data type? Structure data type. Okay. Next, I want to assign values. So I'll say student 2 dot name is equal to Anita. Okay. Student 2 dot role equal to 2. Student 2 dot grade is equal to B, and the assignment is done. Okay, assignment is done. All right. So I have stored these 3 values in 3 members. Now I can access in the same way. I'll use cout, and I'll say student 2 dot name, and by doing so I can access the value that is stored in this variable. All right. Yes. So this is what structure is. All right. It is a way to group several related variables. They are related. Why? Because these are of these belongs to, or these give out the details of a student. Correct? They are related to details of a student, and we want them in a single place. So that is why we have created a structure like this, and we have created variables from this structure, and we have stored values. All right. Now there are a few more modifications which you can do. All right, which I'll explain now. One way to get the job done is like this. Now if you do not want to do this, let me comment this out. Instead of doing this, and instead of doing this, what you can do is here at the end of this, you can say student 1, all right, comma student 2, and so on. As many students as you have, you can have it. And here you don't have to have details. Okay, you don't need to use that. So instead of typing this, so let me delete this entirely. Let me delete this. Okay, let me delete this. Yeah. So instead of declaring a variable here, you declare it here itself. What you are basically saying is these 2 variables will be using this structure. So at the end of struct itself, you will declare the variables which will be using these members or variables, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So now student 2 dot name. Let me run this, and you can see I get Anita. All right. So you can follow the method that you find easier. Okay, either this or the one that I explained previously. Clear? Yes. I hope the concept is clear. Go ahead and practice everything that we have learned in this video. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.